Hello, I'm Austin Wilson, research analyst at Hixon Zuercher Capital Management.
And I'm Josh Robb, Director of Wealth Management at Hixon Zuercher Capital Management. Today we're going to be talking about the November month, as well as looking through the end of the year and talking about what's going on in the market and things around the world.
Absolutely. So,
yes,
we got to always start with them. The markets.
The market, how did it do?
It depends on what you're looking at, actually. So, S&P 500, so for the numbers of November for the month,
yes.
S&P 500 was up 8.56%.
Wow.
That's a good month.
Good month.
NASDAQ was up 4.38%. The Dow, it was up 13.5%.
Wow. In 1 month.
In 1 month. Small cap stocks were up 11.12%. Emerging market stocks, they were the stinker. They were down 1.41%. International stocks, in general, were up 5.81%. And bonds, they were down 2.34%. So a lot of U.S. stocks, most U.S. stocks, were actually up in the month of November, which was a really good feeling.
That was the second month in a row they were positive. All right. So I'm going to have some Christmas trivia facts about it. The first one is after Thanksgiving, you have the Black Friday sales, obviously, and a lot of shopping going on.
Did you find any deals this year?
It wasn't that crowded in the stores, and I think that's because online shopping's become more popular.
Absolutely.
But I wanted to point out that is a very well-known shopping day, but actually the two busiest days are the Friday and Saturday before Christmas.
Because everyone forgot.
It's procrastination.
Of course.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So if you're wondering when the malls are busy, it's right there.
Yeah. Not Findlay Mall.
Probably not.
It's never busy.
No.
Okay.
The walkers are
there. The walkers are there. Mall walk. All right. Number 2, inflation.
Yep.
We typically talk about that right now. In many years, we don't talk about inflation.
Yeah.
But right
now,
now,
for a long time, you're like, it's 2%.
Yeah. Right now, it's front of mind. So inflation actually cooled more than expected. Now it's still 7.7% in the last reading, but cooled more than expected, which was one of the major catalysts for stocks being up in the month of November.
That's right. All right. So, favorite Christmas song, Austin? What do you like?
Ooh, Jesus, What a Wonderful Child.
Okay. Little Drummer Boy. That's my favorite.
That's a good one.
But Silent Night earns the title as the most recorded Christmas song in history. It has 733 different versions that have been copyrighted since 1978.
Holy moly.
Yeah. A lot of people sing that song.
I forget when it was. As a kid, we sang it in German. Stille Nacht.
Oh, there you go.
Yep, that's right. Number 3, rail workers. They have banded together to strike for better pay and benefits. A lot of that related to sick time. As we've listened on the news, now this essential logistics group is really responsible for working to get rail freight across the country.
That's very important. A lot of stuff is moved.
That's how a lot of stuff is moved. It's actually so important that Congress stepped in, bipartisan, both sides of the aisle, to secure a deal before the strike got too serious.
To keep everything flowing.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. So, important safety notice. The Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Yes,
CPSC.
SC.
Yep. They estimate that 14,700 people visit the hospital emergency room in November, early December on holiday-related injuries.
So falling off of a roof while installing your Christmas lights.
Those are the big ones, or probably shocking yourself.
Turkey cutting.
Oh, deep frying turkeys. Yeah. So just be careful when you're setting up your holiday decorations.
Too much eggnog.
And, and maybe just
Christmas tree fires.
Maybe not get too high on the ladder.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really important.
Number 4, President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan was blocked by a federal judge in Florida. And it was deemed unconstitutional by that judge. So now it's moving to the Supreme Court, where they will be discussing it further. So
it's still on pause.
Yes, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Is that what the thing?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Also,
don't spend it.
Also, they extended the loan
the interest
repayment pause.
Yep.
Yes, because of this until June of next year.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. There's a big tree in New York, right?
The one on...
there's a big tree in New York.
Big Christmas
Apparently,
tree
I've heard about it.
Yeah. It's on movies.
That started in 1931 because there was construction there in the Rockefeller Center area. And the construction workers just placed a small little tree there. And then the next year, the construction was done. Someone put another small tree there with some lights on it. And since then, this tradition has started and continued.
Yeah.
This last year, the tree had 25,000 lights on it and over 1 million tourists come to view that every year.
It's a big tree.
Started with just some construction workers throwing a little tree out.
It's a big tree.
And, it's grown
now it's not a little tree.
No, it is a giant tree.
Also, great job to Findlay Findlay's tree this year.
Is it good?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. All right, fifth and final thing I'm going to speak about is China. So China has faced serious backlash. A lot of protests going on around their continued COVID-0 policy.
Yep.
They are not... The United States has essentially said, okay, we're handling this. We can just deal with it and kind of move on.
Yep.
The economy's humming along great. China's taking a different approach. They're saying, we don't want any COVID cases, and we're going to lock everyone down until we get there.
Nothing. They don't want any COVID.
And people have had enough after a few years of this, so they're protesting, and it's getting quite nasty over there. But that's actually one of the drivers of the emerging market underperformance in the stock market recently. So not a good situation to be over there in China right now.
No. And then finally, giving gifts. Tradition during Christmas time. If you would ask some World War II people, veterans, what their favorite Christmas gift is, it might be a deck of playing cards.
Okay.
Because back during World War II, the American forces and British intelligence agencies joined together to create decks of playing cards.
Okay.
Which is great. Gave it up to all the soldiers.
Yeah.
That's a nice gift. But there was something special about those cards. If these were soldiers were captured,
They could be used as weapons.
no, they were designed that you get them wet and it would peel apart, and there were maps on different escape routes to get out of occupied Europe or Germany. Genius.
That is really, really smart.
So,
I bet they got used.
good card.
Yeah. So that is the month of November in a nutshell, and some thoughts about December. Some great Christmas time nuggets from Josh here. So thank you for listening, and please remember that nothing we talked about today is a recommendation, but if you have any questions about your financial situation, feel free to give us a call at 419-425-2400 or email us at hello@hzcapital.com. And until next month.
That's right.
Have a great
Merry
Christmas. Bye.
Josh Robb and Austin Wilson work for Hixon Zuercher Capital Management. All opinions expressed by Josh, Austin, or any guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Hixon Zuercher Capital Management. This is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Clients of Hixon Zuercher Capital Management may maintain positions in the securities discussed. There is no guarantee that the statements, opinions, or forecasts provided herein will prove to be correct. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Indices are not available for direct investment. Any investor who attempts to mimic the performance of an index would incur fees and expenses which would reduce returns. Securities investing involves risk, including the potential for loss of principal. There is no assurance that any investment plan or strategy will be successful.